Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Liz and today I'm going to be sharing with you 10 of my current favorite beauty products. So before we jump into it, I would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of my videos. I post videos at least 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I hope you will join the family. And I also wanted to mention that this video is 10 current favorites, but I want to start doing Friday favorites and follow-up. So every Friday I'm going to post a video that's favorites and follow-ups just to make sure that I give myself a chance to talk about products that I've hauled or something like that that I may not have mentioned in another video. Does that make sense? So this one happens to be all favorite products, but in the future I might throw in a few that maybe aren't 100% favorites, but I just wanted to follow up and talk about them and make this like a weekly series. And it might not be 10 every week either, but I just wanted to make sure that I'm talking about all the products that I'm trying and not just makeup either, like skincare and stuff like that as well, because I've been trying a lot of new skincare too. So, just wanted to let you guys know that is my plan. Love to hear your thoughts. I always love to hear your feedback on whatever I'm doing. Yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So my first favorite that I have absolutely been loving is the Too Faced Chocolate Gold Eyeshadow Palette. I do have a full review on the complete collection. I don't believe it's up yet. If it is, I'll link it below. Otherwise, it will be up very soon. But this eyeshadow palette has really just been rocking my world lately. So this is a slightly colorful metallic palette. All of the neutral shades are super metallic foil. These three shades here, the ones that are actually super colorful, are actually slightly less metallic than the nude neutral shades, but I still really love them. I am wearing all of these, not all of these, but I am wearing this palette all on my eyes today. And then we have the really nice matte neutrals in here. They've just picked really good shades. I have used every single shadow in this palette many times. I've been reaching for it a lot and I am really impressed. I think Too Faced did a really good job with this palette. I think that's a really good thing for them because they've been throwing a lot of products at us lately, and I'm just glad that this one is awesome. Also from that collection, I have to mention the Chocolate Soleil Gold Bronzer. Chocolate Gold Soleil, whatever. This bronzer that came with the Chocolate Gold collection is really, really nice. I'm really loving it. I've just been using it nonstop. This is my go-to bronzer. I'm loving it. I feel like it has just the right amount of shimmer, but not too much shimmer, and I feel like it's kind of hard to overdo it, which I really like about it, so I'm just loving this one. And the last thing I have from the Too Faced Chocolate Gold collection that is an absolute favorite is the Diamond Highlighter. I didn't know for sure if I was gonna love this. One of the biggest downsides is that depending on where you dip your brush, you're not going to get a consistent color. Like I said, I have a review coming up on this. I also have a blog post coming up in which I swatch this, and you can see, depending on where you swatch it, you're going to get green, you might get more blue, you might get more pink toned highlighter. So that's kind of a downside about this, but it doesn't bother me too much because I don't mind if my face is a little different, you know, like, I don't know, it doesn't bother me too much. And just kind of remember to dip your brush in the same spot on your highlighter. I love the way this sits on the skin. It looks so beautiful. Of course I'm not wearing it today. I completely forgot because I had it set over here and I was doing my makeup over there, but it's actually kind of a similar look to the one that I did put on today. It's got this iridescent kind of reflect to it, but it's like, depending on where you dip your brush, it could be like a little bit green, a little bit blue, a little bit pink. It's just so beautiful and it looks so good on the skin. I've really been loving this also for not only my cheekbones, but inner corner and brow bone highlight as well. It's really, really pretty. Next, I want to talk about an eyeshadow palette that was in my top 17 of 2017 blog post, one of my all-time favorites, but I haven't mentioned it in a favorites video yet, so I just wanted to make sure that you guys know that this is a favorite. This is the Shaaanxo and BH Cosmetics The Remix Eyeshadow Palette. Shaaanxo is a YouTuber and she did a collaboration with BH Cosmetics that was originally an eyeshadow palette and a lipstick palette in the same format. Now she's redone her palette and it's completely eyeshadows. So this is the new side. 9 eyeshadows on here, and then you flip it over and you have 9 shadows on here. These are the original shadows, which are actually different. I'm going to link my review video of this palette down below so that you can check it out, because the shadows in the new one are actually a little bit different colors than they are in the original one. This palette is so amazing. The quality of BH Cosmetics eyeshadows in general is amazing. Always on like A+, always. And the color selection is just really nice, especially for my skin tone, but I really think that anybody will enjoy it. So we have all of these like neutral shades here. This is the original side. We have this really pretty duochrome. I've used this one as a bronzer. I mean, just such pretty shades. And then on the other side we have more like fun warm tone shades. This would be so good for Valentine's Day. I might do a Valentine's Day tutorial if I can figure out my camera settings for tutorials. I'm struggling a little bit with that, but I really want to do a Valentine's Day tutorial with this palette because these are so beautiful. I use this one for face highlight, I use this one for blush, I've used this one for bronzer too. These could all be blushes. They're just amazing. This palette is absolutely amazing. I just had to let you guys know, had to remind you, had to mention it again. Next I wanted to talk about these mascaras. These are by Essence and these are the Lash Princess mascaras. I have the False Lash Effect mascara and the Volume mascara. They're both really nice. I'm so glad that I tried these mascaras. Everybody has been talking about them. I've heard them raved by a lot of people that I trust, and I finally purchased them, and they're definitely a favorite. I am going to be always repurchasing these. I'm always going to make sure that I have Essence mascaras in my collection because I don't think that I have any other drugstore mascara that I like as much as these. I do like the Soap and Glory ones, but those ones are like 3 times as expensive as these, even though they're drugstore technically. So I'm in love. I'm in love with these. I feel like the formula of these is wet, but also thick enough that I can get the volume that I want, but still wet enough that I can work it through my lashes and it's not immediately like clumping up or anything like that. I guess that's kind of what I look for. To me, the only difference between these two are the wands. The wands are very different, but other than that, I kind of feel like they work the same and I like them both a lot. Next, I have a foundation for you guys. I have to mention the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. My shade is Butter Pecan. Yes. 330N Butter Pecan, and I'm just loving this foundation so much. This is the first product from Huda Beauty that I've tried and I just am obsessed with it. This is a full coverage foundation in my opinion, and it just a little bit goes a long way. It applies so beautifully on the skin. I usually use a beauty blender to really push it into the skin and I just love the coverage. It is such a good coverage foundation and it lasts very well on the skin. I feel like even though it's full coverage, it's not super drying, which I appreciate so much, especially in these months. I live in Wisconsin and it is dry and it is cold and I don't want anything to dry my skin out more. My skin's been very dry. It looks full coverage and it looks pretty matte unless you're going to add glowy things to it, but it's not, it doesn't suck the moisture out of your skin. Also, cream products work really well with it, which is a problem that I had with the Fenty Beauty foundation. Like my cream bronzer and stuff didn't work so well with it, but they do work with this foundation, so I'm loving this one. I'm so glad that I tried it. Definitely recommend the Faux Filter foundation. Next, I have a powder to talk about. This is the Makeup Revolution Luxury Banana Powder. Oh my goodness, or Luxury Powder in the shade Banana. I think they have a couple of other shades. I've had this for a while and I never really reached for it. I guess I was kind of afraid to use it, and I never used to bake on a regular basis, but I've started baking on my under eye and also my jawline, and first of all, that technique is just, I'm loving that. I feel like it makes my face look a lot better, but also this powder is amazing. I saw Alyssa Ashley use it and mention it in her 2017 favorites, and that was when I was like, wait, I have that, I have to use that. And I've just been loving this so much. It's so finely milled and it just sits on the skin beautifully. It blends into the skin. It doesn't look powdery at all. It's amazing, and you get a lot of product for the price, and since I'm baking with it, I hate to bake with like my really expensive, like my Becca powder and stuff like that, because you do brush a lot of it off when you bake. I don't mind baking with this because it's very affordable, so love this stuff. Next, I have a brush to talk about. This is the Real Techniques Insta Pop Cheek Brush. As you can see, I used it today. This is a really nice and really unique blush brush in my opinion. This reminds me kind of the e.l.f. blush, or the e.l.f. angled. I think it's the e.l.f. angled brush. It depends on how you like to apply your blush. Sometimes I like to apply my blush in a stamping motion. So rather than like brushing it on right away, I like to actually stamp it right where I want it, and then I'll blend it in a little bit. I hate talking about blush brushes because I get the two words mixed up in my mouth and I feel stupid. I really like this brush for applying blush, blending it out, and just getting it right where you want it. It's a really nice one, so I definitely recommend the Instapop Cheek Brush. Lastly, I want to wrap up with two highlighters. This one is, there are two highlighters and they're both by ColourPop actually, but this one is the Pressed Powder Highlighter from their holiday collection. I don't know for sure if this is still available. I will link it below, and if it is, they probably changed the packaging. I just have to mention it. This is in the shade Touché, and I am obsessed with this highlighter. I feel like their pressed powder highlighters, especially the ones from their holiday collection got a bad rap for whatever reason. I have no idea why, because I love this one. It has a really pretty like gold peachy duochrome to it. It is so beautiful. I'm loving putting it on my cheekbones. This is just a really pretty highlighter. One of my goals for 2018, I set myself a goal, like a Project Pan goal, and I want to hit pan on certain numbers of like powder products, finish off certain number of foundations, etc. And I think that I'm going to be working on hitting pan on this highlighter. I think it's possible because I love it so much. And I love packing it on my skin. It's the right color that it doesn't look crazy if I just pack it on my skin. That sounds funny, but that's what I do. Lastly, I wanted to talk about the ColourPop Luster Dusts. I did a blog post on these. I'll link that below if you're interested in just more detailed thoughts, but I really love these. My favorite shade is Au Revoir. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Au Revoir. It's spelled one way, but it's supposed to be pronounced like the French words. But that's enough. I'm not going to try to say it anymore. But this is like a really pretty peachy, kind of like Touché. It's all actually more peachy and less gold though than Touché, but it has that sort of peachy corally pull to it, and so beautiful. Now these ones do have glitter in them. They are supposed to have glitter in them. So if you don't like any glitter in your highlighters, you won't like these. I would say stick with the pressed powder one or even the Super Shock ones. But if you don't mind a little bit of glitter, these are beautiful. It's very fine glitter. It's not chunky or anything like that. It's fine glitter, but it's still glitter. So that's my opinion on these. This one I would stick to the cheekbones and the eyes. It's really pretty as eyeshadow. The other two shades are pretty too, but Au Revoir, the one that I cannot pronounce, is my favorite. Alright guys, that is everything I've been loving lately. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what products you have been loving lately, and thank you so much for watching guys. I really appreciate you, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye!